Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Master Duel Masochist. Credit to Cimo and Hossman for inventing the series. And also, would you like to make your Master Duel experience a whole lot better?
Are you ready to take your Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel Play experience to a new level? The Untapped GG Companion is here for you. Use the deck tracker to know exactly what cards you have in your deck, and to go over any cards you aren't familiar with yet by hovering over them. It instantly updates when you draw a card, and automatically hides if you check your extra deck or graveyard. This is the perfect tool to help you master a new deck. The Untapped GG Companion also lets you import decks directly into the game in seconds. Copy any YDK or YDKE deck string, create a new deck in game, click the Start Auto Import button, and let us take the wheel. Once the duel is over, check your win rate on your personal stats page. Brag among your friends and share your decks so they can import them into the game too. Start your path to master today by downloading the Untapped GG Companion at ygom.untapped.gg.
Alright guys, we're back. This is the deck we're playing. We pulled some stuff last episode. It wasn't like a crazy episode of pulls, but we pulled some cool stuff. Definitely, this is the deck that I've kind of thought up of so far. It's even more control-y. But first we got to go open up actually another thing I just remembered. So last episode we got 3 wins in a row. In the previous episodes we got 3 wins in a row. So last episode I claimed the Royal Finish card for 2 episodes ago. So this episode I gotta claim it for this episode. So we're gonna pick a random one here. Last time we got just everything was unusable out of the pack. We're just gonna pick a random one. Obviously we just pick this one, and let's see what we get. It could be something usable. It's the Harpy pack. The Harpy does have generic stuff that is mildly usable, so I guess we'll see what we get here. I guess keep the surprises going. We've got Marincess Battle Ocean. We don't have enough Marincess cards for that. We got a second copy of Branded Beast. We have Bestial Magnemite, and we have the Bestial Luber, and we have 2 copies of this, and we have the card that shuffles back from the banished. Deep Dark Trap Hole is only for level 5 or higher monsters. It's a little too specific. Trident is a Dragon Tuner and a Winged Beast. It's not a bad card by any means, but it's a little too specific for our purposes. Harpy Lady, okay, that's something. Then we've got Harpy's Pet Dragon, which probably will not work in our deck at all, and we actually already have this. And then we got Harpy's Hunting Ground. Isn't bad because it's spell and trap card removal. And let's see what this is. This is Harpy Dancer, which is, in my opinion, one of the Harpies that really isn't all that great. So we've got 3 cards that are okay. We don't have Elegant Egotist, so we have no way to really use any of this stuff. And we don't have enough Harpies to really use any of this, or Hysteric Sign or anything. And that's why opening these packs is really not that big of a deal. We only get it when we win 3 in a row. And on top of that, like, I mean, look at it. It's just not a single card out of all of this stuff is usable. Most of the time, you're getting 4 archetypal cards, and you don't even have close to make the entire archetype. But let's go see what else we pull from here. We get 1 special UR. There's so many cards that this could be, because this pack has so many. Is it only the UR? Yeah, it's only the URs. So what could this be? I guess we'll just flip it and find out. Harpies Cyber/Harpy. Okay, that is awesome. Is this card generic, actually? It is generic. Wow, okay. So now we have a level 8 that is totally generic that we can use. For those of you that don't know, this card basically has an effect where if a spell or trap card is activated, we can target 1 monster our opponent controls or 1 Harpy monster we control. We don't have any. And then return it. And that's basically it. It's every single turn. It's not a bad card. If we use a Harpy, we can actually treat it as a tuner. So that Harpy that we just pulled, we'll probably be putting that in the normal deck for sure. We'll probably put that card into the normal deck. Because then we can just use that normal Harpy as material to make this if we wanted to. Plus it's a normal monster, so that'll work. And then on top of that, it works with any Harpy. You can treat any Harpy monster as a tuner, which is pretty cool, because then you don't have to actually play a tuner. And as far as our existing deck, we can actually just straight up run this. The other option that we could have pulled, honestly, would have been Harpy's Feather Duster, which would have been nuts, because that's also in the Harpy pack. And then there's also Harpy's the Harpy Trap card, the one that negates all monster effects as long as you control a Winged Beast. I forget what it's called, Harpy something, but we also could have pulled out. But I think this is probably actually one of the better ones that we could have pulled, so that could probably go in the deck immediately. Alright, so for this deck, I think I'm going to take out the Enlightenment Paladin, and I'm going to put in the Cyber/Harpy, just because Cyber/Harpy is, I don't want to say it's even objectively better, because there's situations where Enlightenment Paladin's better. It just hasn't come up. Because Enlightened Paladin, when he destroys a monster by battle, he inflicts damage. So that could have won us certain games in certain situations. This card is also, like I said, really good because it's an interruption every single turn it bounces. Most of the time we'll still be going into Time Thief, but it's definitely a cool option to have because our deck can make it for sure. We have Analyzer, he's a tuner, and yeah, I think is that the last tuner that we have left? Actually, this technically tuner can only make waters now. But I think he might actually on Arborea, but we'd have to have a level 5. We have to be a little tricky with that. But yeah, still, pretty cool pull there. Also, there's no way that I'm going to let the free royal rares go. It only happens once a year, so we get essentially 3 free royals a year. And they're completely random. There's no way for me to like choose which ones they are. I just click a button and it picks a random pack and gives me a random royal rare. There's no way I'm going to skip this. You know, in a year, maybe if we're still doing this challenge and we haven't beat it still, we'll take it again. All right, so we're here in, what is this, in Platinum. So let's go duel. All right, so we just chose to go first. Our hand is okay. We can get 3 monsters on board that I can see here. Yeah, we can special summon this, we can, and then normal summon this, and special summon this, but I don't see the point of that, so I think what's best is to just, I think what's better is to, no, I'll normal summon this, and then I'll special summon Ryu, and then I will simply go into Time Thief, because we didn't draw any Spawn Trap card back up here, which sucks a bit, but I mean, it's, sometimes you get weird hands, I don't know, sometimes in Master Duel, it just doesn't, like, shuffle things too well. But this time we just got Time Thief, and then we're just going to pass on this. I think that's probably the best thing. I could have activated this and hoped our opponent was dumb enough to pop it, but like, come on. That would just be kind of a goofy move. So we just hope we get something good off the Time Thief, like a trap, and then we'll have 1 interruption. Otherwise, we have no interruptions. He's playing Nemlaria. And he's going to start off with Pot of Prosperity, which he's got not that many cards, actually. He's got a lower card count than he probably should. But yeah, he's going to go into this. If I'm being honest with you, we're probably going to get OTK'd here. But I guess I'll just stick it out, because a lot of you guys want me to stick things out and stay out, even though it may not be may not be entirely possible. Our opponent's going here. He's just doing his thing. I honestly don't see this as, I don't know why he didn't summon Alpha King of all Beasts to the field first, because I'm not really sure why he didn't summon that first, knowing that he added that off the Prosperity. I don't know why he didn't add that. I mean, why he added that and didn't bother to summon it and try to bounce our Time Thief. But unfortunately, things are looking kind of tough for us. Look, our opponent's using Small World just like us. Wonder what they're going to Small World into. Oh, they're going to use the Alpha. Out of curiosity, I wonder what they're going to pull. Alpha's a pretty crazy pull for us to get to, if we ever got it, because it essentially is a free summon, and then on top of that, it bounces anything. He's going to search a Max C. That's crazy. Oh no, he's going to... Did he just Alpha to search Alpha? Wow, okay. I guess we could Barrier Statue to search Barrier Statue. Our opponent didn't do much. I'm going to use Time Thief to move itself out of the way, because I feel like he's going to be usable next turn, more usable than what we have on the field here. Our opponent just did some weird stuff. I expected to get OTK'd, and they accomplished essentially nothing, because they summoned 1 monster, they set a trap, they searched Alpha, and then they banished Alpha to search Alpha. I don't really, I'm kind of dumbfounded here. And they're going to Ash Blossom our Time Thief, which does suck for us, because we do lose the Time Thief now, because Time Thief can be Ash Blossomed even if he doesn't do his full effect, which kind of sucks. So even if you're not drawing a card, since it's on there, we can still get penalized for it, which kind of sucks. We have Yugioh, which isn't bad, but I don't really even know what's best here. I mean, I guess we could Meteon and return this, but like, this card can special summon itself, so I mean, what does that really accomplish here? And then this special summons itself, but we'd have to send this to the graveyard. This won't do anything. We could set this and hope he attack, but there's like so many things that we can do that don't really accomplish anything. I honestly think we just set the Cubic Yugioh here. I honestly think that is the best play. Because again, like, yeah, there's not another play where I'm looking at in this play line that could really work for us. That is probably the best play. What sucks is that I loaded this deck with Spawn Trap cards. Like, over 50% of our deck is spawned trap cards. We still have not drawn any, which is a bit frustrating because, again, it's like, well, I went through the trouble of putting all of them in. Sometimes you just get hands like this that are just like awkward. All right, so he's going to be able to use the Nymlaria to banish our graveyard and our field, which sucks. So now he's at 3,000. He's at 5,500 right now, so I think it's pretty much a wrap. Our graveyard is empty. Not that we have any recursion. Now what sucks is he banished the Yugioh, which means we really don't have any recursion, because even the trap card's not going to work for us now, and this will let him special summon one from his deck, which essentially I think I guess it had to be in defense. Yeah, it has to be in defense, and then he's going to summon that, and that pretty much will wrap up the game next turn. It depends on what we draw. I mean, I guess we can summon Meteon and then attack and return all this to his hand. I guess we could do that because, you know, we still have 450 life points here. But I guess we'll have to see. Alright, they're in the end phase. We draw. Hopefully we draw something that helps. Messenger of Peace helps, but I mean, it's 4 turns of helping because our time here is very numbered. So we're going to use the Time Lure. We're going to summon that out. And then we're going to attack. Although I think this banishes any cards, right? It's going to use the trap card. Use all the effects of the trap card. Okay. This card does banish one card, your opponent's field and graveyard. I mean, this card's kind of sick. It really is. So it's a little bit annoying, this Nymlaria. Actually, he just negated us, so there's no point. So now I guess we just activate the Messenger of Peace and hope for the best because we don't have any other plays. Alright, so our opponent just activated this effect to change our monster to face down defense position. I don't even know if that's really a great thing to do there. I mean, he just kind of keeps our monster from having to shuffle itself back. And on top of that, it was negated and now it's not negated. But I guess this card can just banish Messenger of Peace or the Time Lord. Yeah, he's going to just banish everything. This card is kind of crazy. It banishes cards. It doesn't even target. It just banishes cards for every face down banish card. This card's kind of nuts, I'm not going to lie. It's actually a really strong card. Alright, we just lost the coin flip here. Our opponent's going first. We'll see what they're able to produce, but our hand's not looking too bad. We have Small World. This is a free summon, this is a free summon, this can summon something. So we have access to both Time Thief and this would have been a really good going first hand, but we have access to both Time Thief and this other dude, the Zeta. So we actually can get to both of them in our first turn if we had gone first. Our opponent is setting stuff, which is positive. I don't really know what deck he's playing. He activated Pot of Desires and wasn't really able to accomplish anything. Buster Blader, okay. That is something. Buster Blader is quite something. So he's going to special summon out the Buster Dragon. I imagine he has the prologue to summon the other stuff if he wants to. So he has pretty much everything he needs right now. I think that his monster gets turned into a defense position monster or something of that sort. Or our monsters go to defense. But I think Link monsters actually beat the Buster Dragon lock. So at least that is... I guess I'll see when I read everything because I can't read it. This turns everything into dragons, right? Opponent's monsters become dragons, and then the fusion monster does its own thing. So we're going to go ahead and activate this to special summon out this Nahata, which is now a dragon. But I mean, if we were playing Sword Soul, that would matter. But we're not playing Sword Soul. We're playing this deck, so it doesn't actually matter. So now we're going to go ahead and use Goblinberg to special summon out Inkari Fire. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. And then we can start Link summoning here. Like I said, I think the best thing for us to make right now would be Crusadia Avermax. I actually think that would be the best thing. So we're going to use these two since, again, they can't really go to... Link monsters can't really go to defense anyway. And then we're going to special summon Arborea. And now we can go, I guess, Baba Barber. You can actually also just go Zeta and banish this if we wanted to. But then he can use the trap card to do other stuff. But we can banish this. And it's either this or Crusadia Avermax, like I said. I think Crusadia Avermax is the better card to make right now. So I'm going to make that. So I'm going to go Reaper Docus. Now we go for the Crusadia Avermax. What sucks is we actually pulled Firewall, but there's never been a situation to ever summon him. But we got Crusadia Avermax on board, and there can only be one, which is usually pretty good against the deck that we're playing against. Then we have Small World as a follow-up, not right now. Probably the best thing I could have done in this situation. So we're going to go to battle phase, and we're just going to attack over the dragon if we can. Because he's just, the dragon is turns everything into dragons, which is annoying, because then the fusion monster essentially makes everything else unplayable. So we're going to, do we even need to activate this effect? Do I risk it? Why not? It's damage calculation. How many effects could people possibly have? So we wipe that out, and now we have Crusadia Avermax, and there can only be one. So I think that's a pretty solid end board there. The alternative would have been like the Code Virus dude, and Code Virus dude plus Zeta would have been the alternative. He's going to Saronir here. Probably something in our graveyard, but it doesn't really matter. Even if he does summon something in our graveyard, we can actually lock him into... We can lock him into dragons here if we wanted to. So I guess we'll see which one, but we can lock him into dragons. But this doesn't really do anything right now for us. This is a little dangerous because you can get him a lot of advantage, but everything else is fine. If he activates the Destruction Swordsman card, we have there can only be one to prevent it from ever resolving and hitting the field, so that's good. Our opponent's going to activate the Bestial, the Ball Drake here. I'm actually on the Ball Drake just going to activate there can only be one, and that'll keep the Ball Drake in hand, and he won't banish our card out of the graveyard. So I think that's pretty solid. I'm just going to go ahead and do that. So I didn't even know that. Our card still gets banished, which is actually I didn't know that. So if you activate a Bestial and you banish a card, and you target a card to banish, but then you activate there can only be one. The Bestial stays in hand, and then this gets banished. I had no idea. That was news to me. I had no idea. Now, what is he going to summon? He can summon a level 8 here. But it can't be a dragon, and it can't be a machine, which are the two most populous things in the entire game. It's dragons, machines, actually warriors. There's more warriors than there are anything else in the game. It's warriors, dragons, machines are the three most populated types in the game, are those three. They have the most support by far, and they have the most monsters by far. So he has to summon a level 8 that is not either of those, or a link that's not either of those, which I don't know if he has, but I guess he does have. So, no, actually it can't be a link. It has to be a synchro. He's going to go into Cyber/Harpy. That is really random. This does target. We literally just pulled this. That's crazy. So if he activates the Spawn Trap card, he can target a card we control and return it. So you can return our There Can Only Be One, or you can return our Mech Knight Crusadia Avermax. Whatever he wants to, but that's a cool pull for him too. We literally just pulled this. What did he send to the graveyard? Lubellion. Okay, Lubellion can be summoned right now, but this isn't a dragon. If he turns this into a dragon, he would be able to summon it, but this is on the field, so he's in a little bit of an issue here. All right, it's going to go to the end phase, as is probably appropriate. He shouldn't be anywhere in any other. Bestial Magnamut. That's pretty good. You know why? Because we don't have... we can banish his stuff, but then he gets advantage. I don't want him to get advantage. But we can do more damage this way. Plus, we get to search Tiamatron. It sucks that he can activate this and start drawing things. And I probably don't. I probably just want to be smart and save the Bestial Magnamut. Yeah, I probably just go right to battle phase and just attack over this. And not, I probably just don't activate the Bestial Magnamut until I need to. So I'm going to just attack and then use the effect of the Mech Knight to gain attack. Because again, this actually does technically out the There Can Only Be One. So we don't want him to be able to out the There Can Only Be One right now. Alright, he's going to activate the Prologue in Graveyard, I believe. Destruction Sword. You have to summon a Buster Dragon. Banish this card from the graveyard. Fuse one using materials. By banishing materials listed in the graveyard. So... what does he have in graveyard? He needs Buster Blader in graveyard. It's a Buster Blader and a dragon. Unfortunately, he's got 2 dragons right now. So there's no point to even use it because I can't banish Buster Blader since it's an Earth. So at this point, I think we just let this attack go through. We really don't have any other thing to do here. Alright, so our opponent's going to fuse into Buster Dragon Destruction Swordsman. I can redeclare into this now. And he's going to be able to draw. He gains 1,000 for every dragon in either player's graveyard. And change all dragons to defense. They can't activate their effects, inflict piercing, all that stuff. So this gains attack. Do I want to replay? Yes, I actually might want to replay on this, because it might actually be a better thing to get rid of, because this bounces a spawn trap card, but this is kind of dangerous if he gets the other thing out. And I don't know how much of that stuff that he plays. Yeah, I don't know how much of this stuff. Actually, he can destruction sword cards. Is this destruction sword card? Destruction sword, yeah, it is. So he can just protect this anyway, so I might as well just attack over the Harpy Lady. There's like I said, I would attack over this, but it's going to get protected no matter what. And then we're going to activate, obviously, the effect to do extra damage. So we do 3,000. And then we just go to main phase 2. Bestial Magnamut is kind of not really... There's no point to really summon it right now. And I just realized Destruction Swordsman prevents... he actually prevents this from... attack. Okay, so I didn't know that. Can I get to Barrier Statue with a Bestial Magnamut? That's the question. I actually don't know if I can. I probably can. Let me try. So if I can get to Barrier Statue, we pretty much win this duel. So I'm going to try my best here, because we didn't normal summon this turn. So Mech Knight with protecting a Bestial, a Mech Knight protecting a Barrier Statue would seal our opponent's fate here. Let me just make sure I can find. All right, this shares the level 4. With the, but it also shares 1000 defense. This shares the level 4 and nothing else, just a level 4 with the Barrier Statue. So we're going to go into Ron Ryu. We're going to search out the Barrier Statue. Our opponent can't attack anything except Mech Knight Crusader Avermax, and we're just going to normal summon the Barrier Statue because we didn't normal summon yet. So we're going to normal summon that out, and then we're just going to pass on this. Our opponent can literally only attack Crusader Avermax, and the Barrier Statue will be protected. I finally got that set up. Yeah, things can go horribly wrong still, but I've been dying to actually set this combo up right here, because it is really good. Our opponent can only summon fires. We have There Can Only Be One. All the Bestials in his hand are dead, and he can only attack Mech Knight Crusader Avermax. He cannot out this Barrier Statue by battle, which is... This is like a crazy kind of lockdown. If he can draw Raigeki, he's got me beat. Like, he's better than I am if he draws Raigeki, but other than that, this is like... This is a killer combo right now. This is like the killer crossover. This is it. This is as good as it gets. All right, he's going to go to battle phase. Biggest mistake he could possibly make. I don't know why he's in battle phase. He doesn't read, but neither do we sometimes. And he's going to get main phase. Yeah, sometimes we don't read, let's be honest. He does have protection for this thing, but he can't summon the other dragon right now. All the Bestials are dead. This is like a crazy lockdown right now. He should have used the Cyber Slash Harpy to bounce this earlier, and then set up the whole like dragon lock, but he didn't, and that's his fault. I'm not playing for both of us. I'm not playing. What am I going to coach him? I'm not playing for both of us. That's his fault. But this is a crazy turn of events right now. All right, our opponent's going to normal summon Whelp and then add a Destruction Sword card. That's fine. I don't care. He just gave us a monster to attack over next turn. He always locked himself into just this dragon here. I guess he can equip one of the Buster Sword cards from his hand. I don't know which one would even... There's one that's unaffected by spells. There's one that's like unaffected by traps. There's one that makes it so we can't special summon or something like that. You know, there's different Buster Whelp cards. We'll see if any of them are useful against our lockdown here, but we'll find out. He's going to add Destruction Sword. That is irrelevant. I'm not even summoning from the extra deck right now. I've got the best monster in my extra... This and Time Thief. I've got two of the best monsters in my extra deck, you know, already kind of in place. So I'm just going to go to battle phase. Oof, we drew an 1800 attacker. That's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, I'm not going to summon Suship, that's for sure. But, you know, why not? I'll summon it onto the field. And we're going to do some damage here. And then we'll do some more damage here. So that's good. We can actually change this attribute to fire. No reason to, but I can. So now we go to battle phase. We're going to attack over this. He can protect either one of these, so that's fine, but we can still do 3,000 damage, so I don't really care if he protects it or not. We're going to do big damage here, and then we're going to do some more damage. I guess he's just going to let it slide. So we're going to attack over the Buster Whelp for 1,400, and then we can... Yeah, he's protecting the Buster Whelp. I guess maybe he couldn't protect the other one, and then this should be game. Actually, this is exactly 600 damage. Wow, that's incredible. Wow, what a... That was like the greatest defense ever. That was incredible. I don't know what kind of hand he drew, but that was incredible defense. That was the kind of gameplay you'd see in like the finals of like the FIFA World Cup. That was dramatic. All right, so we got 2 legacy tickets and special hurricanes. Actually not a bad card at all. Discard 1 card from your hand, destroy all special summon monsters on the field. Honestly, I think this goes into the chaos going second deck that was invented by one of our viewers. I think that gets thrown into that deck without a doubt. This is a really random. I think this is the best card they've ever given us, just randomly after. Where do these cards come from? Did anybody ever find out? I don't know where these cards are. These like from the legacy pack pool? Is that where these are from? I don't know. These are some random cards that this is our best card that we've pulled out of there. All right, this is what our opponent was playing. They were playing Raigeki. That could have gotten really bad. And triple tactics talents. You know, things could have gone south very quickly, but we managed to squeeze. This is actually a fairly good deck. It looks like a fun deck, if I'm being honest. This guy, look how many royals. He's got Zeus Royal Rare. He's got Cyber Slash Harpy Royal Rare and Baron Defleur Royal Rare. This guy's like, what is it? Rolling around in money for fun? All right, let's open up this master pack. That was a well-deserved win. Well-deserved. Let's see what's in here. We've got, what do we got here? Okay, we've got our UR there. We've got Xian's Daredevil. Cool looking card. Alright, so this card is basically a 1900 warrior. We got a Yosenju, or second copy of that. Heavenly Dragon Cycle is not a bad card, actually. Just don't have enough worms to use it. Super Heavy Samurai, not really usable. This isn't really usable because it summons, it locks us into insects, right? Yeah, you can't normal summon or special summon either level 3 or 4 monsters the turn you activate this card. I mean, that's our bread and butter. We're not locking ourselves out. Predaprime Fusion requires us to have stuff to use it with. This requires an elemental hero monster. We don't really have that many. And for the UR, what are we getting here? We've got Floowandereeze and Snowl. Wow. Okay, once per turn, while you control this tribute summoned card, you can do 3 normal summons, not just 1. While this tribute summon card is in the monster zone, if your opponent's monster attacks the defense position monster, if your monster attacks the defense position, do piercing basically. Once per turn, you can banish 1 card from your hand, change all special summon monsters your opponent controls to face down. Now, here's the crazy thing: Floowandereeze don't even run this card, but this card's honestly not even that bad. It's essentially a 2 tribute monster, which, I mean, like, for example, right? For example, we can use Wormbait, activate Wormbait, tribute the 2 tokens, and summon this. And this is honestly not even a bad boss monster. Like, we have that super control deck. This is honestly not even that bad. And then it gives you 3 normal summons, which, let's be honest, we're probably not going to be able to utilize the 3 normal summons because, I mean, we'll probably burn our whole hand just to summon this. And, yeah, the piercing's cool. And so is the banish 1 card your opponent controls. No, banish... Quick effect, you can banish 1 card from your hand. All special summon monsters go face down. Like, that's not bad. This is really not a bad boss monster. It almost kind of is crazy that it's not good enough for Floowandereeze, because it honestly is a really decent boss monster. And a lot of other decks would have loved to have something like this. Whether we can use it is another question, because I can't really search it like Floowandereeze can. So I'm just going to have to build a deck around the card that I hope I draw, but then I probably will never draw. So that can get a little weird. Maybe in a really control deck, maybe in that fire control deck, we can probably play this, you know, slow down the game with barrier statue, something, tribute, summon this out. Like, that wouldn't even be too bad. All right, let's open these legacy tickets here and see what we get out of these. That was an interesting pull, definitely. Floowandereeze card is interesting, and it's a very low rarity deck, so maybe if we pull more. Doom Dozer is pretty good. That's a really good insect card. You banish 2 insects, summon it. I mean, that's really good. Then Self-Destruct Ant, that disappeared, but that card is basically actually pretty good too. It does damage. That's not bad. Different Dimension Capsule is a really slow search card. Basically, 2 standby phases later, you get the card, you banish face down out of your deck. It's slow, but like, if we're in a slow game, this really isn't. This is like, well, it's like Small World, but like slower. But it's any card. It doesn't have to be a monster. Thousand Eyes Idol isn't usable unless we pull Thousand Eyes Restrict and a million other things. Ignite is another pendulum. 7 scale, not a bad scale. It's searchable with our... We have a search card that actually searches it. Any Fire Warrior. This is another weirdly useful search card. Declare 1 card name. Reveal the top card of your deck. If you said it right, it gets added to your hand. I mean, if we had some way to, like, know what is on top of our deck, like, these have been not so bad. Like, this is the card I missed. Yeah, if it flips, each monster Each player takes 1,000 damage. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effects into the graveyard, inflict another 1,000. So you inflict 2,000 to your opponent, essentially. And honestly, for a flip effect monster that is level 3, these stats really aren't that bad. 1,500, 1,000, level 3, those really aren't bad stats. And yeah, basically does 2,000 damage to your opponent and 1,000 damage to you. Not a bad card. Doom Dozer's pretty good. Doom Dozer is a card this is a really good insect monster, but we just don't, I have to look at how many insects we have. I don't think we have enough, but that's really not a bad card. Alright, so just to update some decks real quick, we're going to put Special Hurricane into this Benjamin deck right here, now officially named after him. This is this deck right here. This is the Chaos going second deck, and then also I'm going to upgrade the normal Monster Mash. Every time I get a card that is somewhat usable, I'm going to just throw it in here, so I'm going to put the Harpy in here. Harpy Lady is a level 4 normal monster that can basically cheat the Harpies, the Harpy monster, this thing, the Cyber / Harpy out. So that's good to have in the background. Also, this isn't too bad worm bait in this deck because it's 2 tokens. It's not a terrible card, but the problem is our entire strategy is level 4s. But this card really isn't bad, and we have multiple copies of this. So perhaps if we build some sort of tribute deck, this wouldn't be too bad. But you cannot normal special summon level 3 or 4 monsters the turn you activate this card. And that's a little bit infuriating. But I can see why this card could be usable, honestly. Just because it can go into, for example, this Flunderies and Snowl. It can go into this. It can go into any of our tribute monsters, and we have multiples of it, which is kind of nice. So it's something to kind of keep in the background. So I'll save this deck, and let's go duel. Okay, we just lost a coin flip, but our opponent is playing Alistair the Invoker, plus, Alistair Invoker plus friends. And we have Threatening Roar, Sakuretsu Armor, There Can Only Be One, and Crackdown, which honestly isn't too bad. We could probably steal Mechaba if we really wanted to. There Can Only Be One doesn't do too much against this deck just because they summon all kinds of different types essentially. But honestly, what's fortunate is that most of the time they don't keep trap cards in their hand, and I think because they don't keep trap cards, we might actually have a legitimate chance against it. Now, what sucks is we have Yugioh, which Yugioh is a great card, but Yugioh essentially loses to piercing, and they do have one of the invoked monsters does piercing. There he is. Purgatrio does piercing, so he just completely counters the fact that we have this Yugioh right now. But we do have actually, is this no Cyber's Fiend? See, like There Can Only Be One right now is kind of doing nothing. But Crackdown's not bad. Sakuretsu Armor, Threatening Roar, like all these cards aren't bad, so at least we do have that. And most of the time, people aren't gonna keep traps in their hand, but he didn't summon Mechaba anyway, so I don't know why he took this. This is such a weird line to take, by the way. We have the out to this if we wanted to, but I honestly don't even see the point of outing this right now because, I don't see the point of outing this card right now. Because next turn he could just summon it again anyway. How did he summon it? What fire monster? Salamangreat, Almar, yeah. I don't know why he did things that he did. I was expecting to play against the Mechaba. I'm not going to now, but it's whatever. I'm going to set a bunch of cards face down, and I'm just going to pass my turn. We have Tiamatron. We have the setup for him because there's a bunch of back row on both sides. So, if anything, we definitely have the means to play a game here. But what's good is we could just Sakuretsu Armor this thing. Doesn't have any protection whatsoever, and if he attacks, he can attack and then use Alistair the Invoker. We don't have any response to this at all. This is a Spellcaster, Fiend, Cybers. We don't have anything right now to counter any of this. So he's going to add Invocation. That's fine. Like I said, everything's fine right now. We just, as soon as we draw into some monsters, we can definitely have a grind game here. But right now, this is a decent pace of a game right now. It's not like anytime we see our opponent make questionable plays, I think we stick around. He didn't make a Mechaba. That was already like, Mechaba's a machine. This is Cyber, Spellcaster, Fiend. So honestly, I think Mechaba's coming out no matter what I do here. It would be awesome if he had a machine on field, because then I could prevent the Mechaba, and he'd have to make like probably another Purgatrio, because yeah, he'd have to make another Purgatrio. Now I don't think he has a trap card, which is good, but we'll see. Alright, he's gonna use the invocation, which is fine with me, to add back the Alistair, the Invoker, but like I said, we're playing a ton of traps, so right now, what card would be smarter to destroy? Invoked Mechabo, and he's going to summon a Shaddoll. Shaddoll is a spellcaster, and he has a Fiend and a Machine, so, I mean, that's useless too right now. There Can Only Be One's not really doing much for us. The second it does something for us, it'll be cool, but right now it's not doing much. He's going to summon the Shaddoll, construct to send a card. This is a deck I haven't seen in a while. I haven't seen this since day one. He's going to send a Shaddoll to grave. That's fine. We'll see which one. Probably the Spawn Trap card, destroying one. He's going to send this card sent to graveyard, target a Spawn Trap card, destroy it. Hopefully he targets the Threatening Roar. He's going to target, what did he target? Crackdown. That's the card we didn't want him to target. I'm going to activate it, hoping he dramatically responds somehow. So I'm going to target the Purgatrio. This is definitely not the card that I wanted him to target, because I wanted... Yeah, he does respond. Like, that's perfect. We made him out that card for no reason. We made him trigger this card for no reason. He could have used this to OTK us. Like, I have no idea why he did that. He should have saved it, because I just kind of just... Sometimes you just throw cards out there and your opponent responds to them, but that's perfect that he did that, actually. He's going to summon this dude. This pops a card too, right? When this card's summoned, target a monster your opponent controls, destroy it. So we're losing Yugioh. I mean, it happens. What can you do? We're losing Yugioh. Are these both spellcasters, by the way? Fairy, again. Yeah, we're going to lose Yugioh. Nothing we could do there, which kind of sucks for us, but I mean, it's the reality. And then, does he have any floating effect? Once per turn, you can banish one fusion monster. This card gains attack. Now he's got Shaddoll Schism. Did he activate the fusion summoning effect? Yes. So now There Can Only Be One. Because this way, now he can't summon a fusion monster. So now we locked him into spellcasters. Because essentially he's going to go... Usually he'll go into Window, which is a spellcaster. So if we can avoid that... Oh wait, I just realized these are both fairies. I didn't even realize these were both fairies. I thought Shaddoll Construct was a spellcaster all this time. So we're going to resolve first. I guess he's going to have to send one of these two to the graveyard, and then afterwards he's going to have to additionally send, not additionally send, but he's going to be limited to not summoning Construct anymore. So he's going to send that, he's going to out it for free for us, and now he's going to be able to summon the Window. I honestly, all of these years, I had no idea that this was a that this wasn't a spellcaster. So he's going to summon Window. Yep, Window's a spellcaster, I'm sure, right? Yes, spellcaster. And now we actually do have the out for Window. We're going to activate... I think we activate this now. Save ourselves some life points. And then we have the Golden Summoner Magician. We can just... I mean, I don't know how much that's really going to help, but... Yeah, I think we end here. I don't believe that we can win this one, honestly. I'm looking at it. I mean, that's a good card, but it really doesn't do anything right now because Window can't be destroyed by card effects. Window can't be destroyed by card effects. This is... If it's destroyed, it gets the target a Spawn Trap card added to hand. We don't have an out for this. That's our issue right now. I mean, we technically do. We have this, but if I normal summon this and return this, he could just Shaddoll Schism and then do it again. Actually, he doesn't have any Shaddoll monsters. So I guess that's the right play, is to summon this and then activate its effect. And we're going to activate this. And we're going to hopefully bait, tribute this. Hopefully bait something out. We're going to bait to get rid of Window back into the extra deck. And I think we just pass on this. I think that's the best play we've got right now. Like I said, that is the best play that we've got. Technically, he can use this as many times as he wants to. Obviously, this is a really good card in this really slow game state right now. It's going to Alistair the Invoker. And this entire line is unaffected by There Can Only Be One because they are all different types. Alright, he's going to go directly to battle phase. I'm just going to take the damage from Alistair the Invoker. It's only 1,000. I don't want to use Sakuretsu Armor on this because it lets him add a Spawn Trap card back to hand. But, I mean, this is a big monster that I can't really out otherwise because it's it destroys any monster it battles anyway. So I think we just get rid of it right now. And the next turn, if we draw something good with Barrier Statue, we can really be in a good situation. Like, if we draw Barrier Statue and maybe like one of our barrier statue protection cards, I think we can be in really good shape because we can normal summon it and then the barrier statue protection cards and then maybe build some resources off of that. Yeah, he's gonna main phase 2. He's gonna set probably the Shaddoll card he just added back. He's gonna activate this to summon probably summon Invocation at this point if I'm summoning anything. He's got a light in graveyard. Oh, yeah, my light out of my graveyard. I mean, I was never gonna use this Golden Summoner Magician again, but regardless, not bad. And then he's gonna just put Mechaba back here, and then he's gonna add back the Invoker. This engine's kind of crazy. I didn't even realize this is only a super rare. This deck got really, really power crept, so it's definitely not as good as it used to be, but it's still, I think, a pretty decently impressive engine. What do we do? I mean, I guess we just build up some resources here. So we're going to special summon this. We're going to activate the special summon. He can negate that if he wants to. Which, it wouldn't even be a dumb idea for him. If he knew the deck that we were playing, yeah, it wouldn't even be a dumb idea. I think he's going to discard Ash. Which, I mean, okay, fine. I think here on this gets destroyed, and then I think we just pass here. I don't want to lose the barrier statue because barrier statue is going to do nothing but protect us from one attack anyway. We need to draw something. What is this deck that popped up here? This isn't my deck. Yeah, we need to draw something very, very useful for ourselves. Like a trap card. So next turn if we draw that, that would be good. He special summoned back Shaddoll Construct. That's going to be tough to out. He summoned that back in face down defense, but you can just flip summon it and attack. Is that game on board, by the way? We've got 7,000, 25, 28, 15. That's not game on board yet. That's close to game on board. It's 200 life points off. So if he can just summon one more monster, he pretty much wins the game. He's going to Shaddoll Schism. He's going to summon out a Shaddoll. He's going to be able to send. So now he's at 68, like I said. So we're 200 life points away from beating us. I don't believe that. There is really much that we can get to here. I think this one's a wrap. Alright, our opponent just attacked us with all this stuff. We're stuck with 800 life points still. Which is... I mean, that's game. Essentially, that's game. So we're going to enter battle phase and we're just going to crash right now. Because, I mean, he can summon a fire if he wants to, but it's essentially game. So we're just going to go to battle phase and end it. Yeah, unfortunately we lost that one, but what can you do? You can't beat everybody. Alright, so we just won the coin flip. And we've got actually, no, our opponent won the coin flip. He let us go first. We have a pretty good hand. This is pretty serious here. So we're going to go ahead and set this Magistus card. We're going to activate Penguin Squire to special summon itself. We're going to definitely reduce that level, yes, by 1. Our hand is bananas. This is a really good hand. Activate the effect. If they have Effect Veiler, they have Effect Veiler. Nothing we could do. They don't have Effect Veiler, so now we go into... Actually, do we activate this to hopefully bait an Effect Veiler? We'll see. Let's do it. Let's turn him into a light. Nope, gets negated. Okay, so now our opponent does not have an Effect Veiler. Let's go into Time Thief, because right now it's just the best, most proactive card we could possibly have. This hand is really good. Now, our opponent did let us go first, which is concerning, because they could just play, like, back row, like Harpy's Feather Dusters and Lightning Storms and stuff like that, and it could be very, very, concerning there. But overall, I'm very happy with this hand. This is about what we're going for. And if they have all of the outs, they have all the outs. Like, what am I, I can't do anything about that. But depending on what deck he's playing, this could have been a really, really good, this could be a really good opening right now. We're going to take a card off the top, see what we get some information on our opponent. We are getting a spell card. That's pretty good. We have Dark World. Oh my god. That is so good against our... No! That sucks. Destroy all spawn trap cards. Damn, that sucks. Well... I was happy for a little while there. That sucks. Why even try to be happy in life? Something like this always happens. That's incredible. Well, at least we're going to be able to draw and discard. I don't know if it's going to help us. Maybe it's nope, not going to help us. The only card that we could really discard is like the Yugioh card. Other than that, nothing really helps. He's doing all of the Dark World stuff right now. Damn, we're in a rough spot. What are the chances he drew the Lightning Storm? It happens. Like, you can't really get angry. I'm angry, but you can't really get angry. Do they have all the new support? Yeah. here's something that I gotta say. They have all of the new support for Dark World, but this dude still searched the Gates of Dark World off of the snow. Why would you do that? You're supposed to search Genta and then discard Genta and then search Gates. Why would you just search Gates like that? But that kind of sucks that this happened to us. But still, you know, this guy's going. He doesn't know how lucky he is, or actually probably does. But those are such a phenomenal opening. Fissure, Dimensional Fissure against Dark World, and then we just blow it. Well, we didn't blow it, but this is all he produced. This is all he produced. Okay, all right. We're gonna activate this to draw, obviously. Detach, and that's it. Just draw one. Sakaratsu armor, whatever. Not the best, but I mean, against what we're playing against, this isn't the worst either. So let's activate this spell. We need a spell. Let's get monster. Actually, we don't know what he has. Strike, of course. What am I playing against? He has a going first, going second cards. He's making plays that don't make sense. There we go. We lost Time Thief. I guess we have no choice. We have to activate this. I was gonna I'm not gonna activate it. I don't want to do this time. All right, so we're just gonna set that stuff. I totally forgot to plant the Tiamaton, but I mean, I guess he's got this. Target 3 cards, banish them, discard a fiend. I have plenty of cards to discard, so he can do it. So he's gonna discard our 3 monsters. We don't have any form of recursion, so it's irrelevant. He's gonna discard snow. He's gonna search off of snow. And the next turn, he's gonna draw some more off of Gates. Such a weird deck. He has Solemn Strike, but at the same time he has Lightning Storm. Come on, man. Alright, he's going to start doing his thing right now. He's got the Gates of Dark World. And then he's going to discard Snow. He's going to search off Snow. He's going to draw this whole loop. Dark World is actually one of my favorite decks, too. I love playing it. I love watching it be played. I love seeing the different versions of Dark World. I think it's a very exciting deck. And this guy's actually playing a very, very pure version of the deck. It's like I don't know, maybe he just didn't draw into the dangers, but he's got like no dangers in circulation right now. Nary Fire, 1500. I mean, I don't even know what to do. Do we just set it? Do we attack? Do we pay for the Messenger of Peace and we just set the card? I think we just set the card until we can do something more significant than just an Nary Fire. I think our best bet, during the next standby phase, if this card is destroyed by a card, effects into the graveyard. So I think our best bet is to pay the life points for now and just build up, because like one Nary Fire attack isn't really significant when we're blocking our opponent from attacking right now. Right now, I think the Messenger of Peace is going to be a sponge for an attack or for the destruction effect, because he does have what's it called now? He has a Grapha. So my guess is, if he's smart, he's going to activate Gates, banish this, and banish this, draw a card, and then discard Grapha, and then pop our Messenger of Peace. That's what I would do if I was him, but I guess we'll see. No, he's actually gonna discard Ceruli, which Ceruli's pretty good because he'll summon an R board, and now it'll make him discard a card from his hand. It's probably gonna be he's gonna do Snow. Snow lets him special summon any monster from our graveyard, which can be Time Thief. But Time Thief has no materials, but during our turn, he will have materials. But that is a crazy card to steal. Plus, he's going to be able to search, yeah. None of this would have happened if he didn't draw that Lightning Storm, but what can you do? And now he's going to activate the Library or Archives. This is another good card, because it can discard on command Dark World cards. He's going to summon this. It's going to buff itself, putting it over the top. Another thing that kind of sucks about our deck is that we don't have any advantage right now. So, like, for example, what's happening right now is we're just not able to produce any advantage. And he's going to be able to, like, even though he's making plays that are, like, honestly mind-numbingly stupid, despite the fact that he's making some of the dumbest plays I've ever seen in my life, he also is very lucky that he can produce advantage, whereas we just kind of have to hope that we draw into a floodgate that's relevant. And now he's going to go into, Grapha. Is he even playing the new support? This has got me thinking. Is he like playing the new stuff? I don't even know if he is, because I didn't see any. Oh, he's playing Archives. Okay, so we need one more monster. Yes, we're paying this. I mean, we have no choice. We need one more monster, and then we can go into a He's going to take material. This really is actually like something that sucks. We need one more monster, and then we can go into the Mekk-Knight Crusader Avermax, and then we can actually put ourselves in a good position. The problem is he's already activated Strike against us, so he could very well just activate another Strike right now, and I lose my Mekk-Knight Crusader Avermax. And this is another dangerous card, Time Thief Redoer, because like this, we have a lot of spells, traps, and monsters in our deck. So right now he's going to be able to draw off of this Time Thief, which kind of sucks. He's got a face down Raigeki. I just did not see that coming, so we're going to lose everything. Now, Inkari Fire floats, and so does the Dragoodies. They both float. So at least that's nice. We will be able to search something. And then, of course, we've got the Inkari Fire, which will also be able to special summon itself from the graveyard. And then he's going to use the Grapha to pop our Messenger of Peace. And then he's going to draw 2 cards and discard 1. I think that pretty much wraps it up. I mean, he's got 38, 24, and we've got 78. So he just summons any monster. Yeah, and he summons this, so he's already at 38. He just flips this to attack mode. It's 57. That's game on board. He's going to summon more Graphas out. And yeah, that's game on board. Yep. So we lost this one. Nothing we could do. Really unlucky that he opened the Lightning Storm, but I mean, like, what can you do? And that's really cool, actually, that he has a Royal Rare Grapha. Really nice looking card, actually. Sucks. Things happen. So out of curiosity, this is what our opponent's playing. He was only playing 2 dangers in that whole deck, and it's Mothman. And he ran 1 Lightning Storm. 1 Lightning Storm and 1 Harpy's Feathers. He happened to open the 1 Lightning Storm against us. If he hadn't opened this, we would have won that game. Out of a 46 card deck, what are the chances? Now, you know, he is playing like Dark World, so he could have activated like card destruction also, but then he would have lost all his monsters with no effects to have to draw into this, or he would have had to use Danger Mothman in order to get into this. But the fact that he was able to open that is like crazy. Okay, so we just won the coin flip. We chose to go first. Our hand's looking okay. We've got Nahata and we've got Adamantipator Analyzer, which I'm going to save for the follow-up. We're going to activate this. We're going to special summon it. Hopefully our opponent doesn't have Max C. And then we could just normal summon. I could normal summon this and then trigger it, but I think that's better to save for later. And then we can just special summon a Time Thief. I mean, honestly, this is like the opening that we've been going with the most. I mean, it is the best opening that we usually will have, just because it can create possibly an interruption, possibly a draw, possibly get itself off the field if our opponent has a board wipe. So it's the best thing that we are able to produce in our deck, unfortunately. But I mean, it's better. It's definitely better than nothing, and it's better than what most masochists can produce. So he's going to give us a monster. It's a Snake Eye Poplar. I think we all know where this is going. This is the best deck in the game right now. I think it's pretty fair to say that we are not going to win this one. And he's already into the Diabell Star. It's 2,500. Now he's going to target our monster with this Sinful Spoils card that he set to put our monster in the back row. We're going to try to get rid of it. He's going to Sinful Spoils Doom to make his monster unaffected. I don't by other monster cards effects, and then he's going to destroy our monster. So that sucks for us. So we're going to lose him. He's got the Diabell Star on field, and he's got the Poplar. I mean, this really sucks. Nothing we can do. This deck is really good against this. I don't believe that we've ever beaten this deck, and I don't see us beating this deck right now because, I mean, you see what's going on. This deck is really, really, really good against us. All right, our opponent just continues to kind of do Snake Eye combos here. He actually had game on board, and then he just linked it away, so I don't know why he did that, but I mean, I guess we'll roll with it. This deck is kind of insane. It's got a crazy engine. It just keeps special summoning monsters back and back and back and back. It's actually kind of crazy. Right now he's got more than game on board, but he's just continues to play here. I don't think we have any fires in graveyard. We have winds and a dark. All right, so he's going to go to battle phase. I don't even know which one I should really banish here. He's used all these cards' effects, which I'm fine with. I think I'm just going to banish the Amphibious Swarm Ship here. So the rest of these, I'm just going to let them attack. And then the amphibious swarm ship, I'm just going to, that's the one I'm going to banish. But honestly, I don't even know why I'm sticking around. This is a game I should have scooped, but a lot of you guys have been like, don't scoop, don't play it out. But I'll play it out for you guys. But this is a game I shouldn't even be here right now. Like this deck just counters us in every single way that we can possibly imagine. So yeah, that'll resolve. We'll prevent that. Our dimensional prison. Our opponent's going to go into Sprite Elf. I didn't realize his deck could go into Sprite Elf. What could he even summon with Sprite? What's a level 2? I don't even know. I guess it protects this from targeting. Okay. So I guess that's decent. Yeah, because I don't think Sprite Elf can do... So that gets attributed. Send one card. You can send one of our cards. Well, if it's one of our cards, definitely I hope it's Yugioh right now, because these two I really need to make some kind of plays. Oh, he sends his own card. Okay, it's Jet Synchron. He's gonna summon back this girl because, and now I guess she gets targeting protection from the Sprite Elf. And then she can set a Sinful Spoils card. Okay, so she's gonna set the, what was that, Wanted? I didn't see it, but yeah, it's probably Wanted Seeker. All right, so let's special summon this effect. Use this effect to special summon. Let's start with that. And we're gonna special summon this out. And now we're going to, we're going to keep fighting. Okay, that wraps it up. So he's going to destroy both our cards. That will wrap this game up. Yeah, he just had, his deck is just far too good at this point for us to beat. Alright, so we just won the coin flip. Our hand's not looking too bad, mostly because we can get the barrier statue plus power frame. So we're going to do exactly that. We're going to activate the small world. We're going to get rid of this to get to the barrier statue. We're going to banish something that has something in common with the barrier statue and nothing else. This we can't do. This we can't do. This we can do. This we can't do. This we can do. I'm going to go with this probably. It's the only same thing as level 4, so we're going to go with this. And we're going to get out to the barrier statue. We also could have gotten rid of Tiamaton, but it's kind of good. He has Sky Striker sleeves, which I hope and pray he's not playing, because we basically auto lose to that deck. Because he just, it's a control deck breaker essentially, and we have pretty much like a underpowered control deck. So if he is playing Sky Strikers, we pretty much lose this duel. But he's got Poplar, which is perhaps worse than playing against Sky Strikers. Now, what I can do, you can add a Snake Eye card. I guess the right thing to do would be to negate this, only because then he can get into the Spell and Trap card that can just put our barrier statue into the back row. So I might as well do this to prevent it, to negate his effect, because then if he can't get to that Spell and Trap card, maybe we can get some advantage going here. Now he's going to do this. I'm going to try to power frame, but again, it's a rough situation here. We're going to gain 1100. His monster is going to reset back down to whatever the attack was beforehand. So at least that's good. He'll reset, and then we'll be able to keep the 1100. Yugioh's not a bad card. It's just not really super usable right now. So we'll go to battle, and we'll attack over this Poplar. Hopefully he doesn't have... He can set something in the continuous, itself into the continuous. That's fine. Main phase 2, I guess we just set the cubic Yugioh. It's better on the field than in our hand. Unfortunately, right now, we can't use the Iron Dragon, but even if we had kept the other dude, the Nefariousness dude, it wouldn't have really made a difference right now. He's going to normal summon Effect Veiler. He's going to activate Where Art Thou, which will allow him to search for another copy of Poplar. Poplar is kind of dangerous. Again, he's going to add it. He's going to be able to special summon because it happens to be a fire. Now he's going to be able, on normal summon, add the spell trap, the spell card that will put our card in the back row, which is kind of annoying. Again, we have a really bad matchup against this deck, like a terrible matchup. So right now we're kind of fighting for our lives, and now I think he just full combos us because they're all fires anyway. So I think we just scoop it up and not waste our time. Alright, so we just lost a coin flip. Our opponent chose for us to go first. That last loss actually did lead to us being demoted, which did kind of suck. We have a turn 1 Crusadia Avermax, or we have a turn 1... Yeah, we have a turn 1 Crusadia Avermax pretty much, so we can Goblinberg, special summon this, then special summon this, then Crusadia Arborea. I think, honestly, turn 1 Crusader Abramax is probably the best play that we've got right now. So we're going to go into Familiar Possessed. Our opponent has a response, which is interesting to see. And I guess, yeah, they could have, if they have Effect Veiler or Maxi or something, they could stop us here. They could prevent us from doing something. I don't know what they could have, but they just scoop it. Okay. Yeah, so we had a turn 1 Crusader Avramax that is protected by Crusader Arborea. It would have been a pretty cool play to make, but our opponent just totally scooped it up there. So we'll get our free stuff, which is 3 legacy tickets. Honestly, that Dark World game, we probably deserved to win that one, but things went very south. Out of curiosity, this is what our opponent was playing. So the card in their hand could have been Effect Veiler, it could have been Imperm, it could have been Maxi. I don't know why they decided to scoop. That's crazy. Maxi in Royal Rare, that is outrageous. All right, let's open this Master Pack. We get 1 Master Pack after a bunch of duels. I can't wait to see what's in here because we definitely need some stuff. Let's see. We've got Crawler. It's a Crawler card, okay. Most Crawlers are generic. We've got a Tier Limit Counter Trap, which we need a Visa Starfrost or a Tier Limit. We do have Visa Starfrost, which is kind of crazy. But it just, we don't get to it consistently. So Fert Flames isn't bad if we're already losing. But Fert Flames is one of those cards that's just, it's good in one deck, and that's Dinomorphia, and then every other deck it's pretty much not that good. Magical Exemplar. Okay, so this card is actually, it special summons spellcasters for free, but it is just a slow version of what our deck already does. It can basically special summon a spellcaster. So basically, each time a spell is activated, you place 2 spell counters on this card. You can remove any number of spell counters, special summon 1 spellcaster from your hand graveyard whose level is equal to the spell counters. So basically, we'd have to activate 2 spells, put 2 counters on this card, then we can summon a spellcaster from our graveyard or hand. But it's just, it literally does what our deck already does, but slower. Aquaneos, we have Dolphin, we don't have Neos. And you need to summon this in a complicated manner, and then it is a contact fusion, which is kind of cool, but I'm not playing this. Why am I even reading this? I'm not going to play. Rider of Stormwinds works with normal dragons, and it basically just gives them piercing and then protects them if they would be destroyed. Ancient Gear Knight is, not only is it already bad because it's a Gemini, it's also an Ancient Gear. So the Ancient Gear part is somewhat cool because if it attacks, your opponent can't activate anything, but the Gemini part is just, I hate Geminis. They're so bad. Such a bad game design. I don't even know why this card was honestly made. And on top of that, I mean, yeah, it's just weird. You can't even really, because it's a normal monster face up on the field or in the graveyard, but not in the hand. So there's a lot of effects that don't work with it. And then, I mean, it's just not a great card. And then we've got this card we've already pulled. 4 level 5 light monsters. We don't have the... If you gave me a challenge, you gave me $100, and you're like, summon this in the next 5 games, I don't think I could possibly do it. That's how... we just can't do that. 4 level 5s is outrageous. Alright, time to summon these legacy tickets. Let's see what we get out of here. Let's see, I'm excited about these. We've got... If your opponent controls the face-up XYZ monster, summon this card. Okay, not bad, because it's a free level 4 special summon, but, it's very specific. If they're not playing that, then it sucks. This is... We do have some Gladiator Beasts. I remember we used to use a Gladiator Beast. Yeah, we used to use a Gladiator Beast deck, and this one's not even bad. If this card is special summoned by a Gladiator Beast, destroys an opponent's monster by battle, sends it to the graveyard, add a Gladiator Beast. Not, honestly, even that bad of a card, but we just cut them because they were just not good enough because we didn't have any of the fusions to actually go into. So we cut them, and then Absolute End. So basically, our opponent beats us. That's not good. Giant Flea, that's a cool looking card. It's a normal insect. We have been getting a decent amount of insect support. Not even recently, in general, we've been getting a lot of... Emergency Provisions is not a bad card. Jaden used to use this card every episode. It was like, oh no, I'm losing. Emergency Provisions. And you gain 1,000 life points for spawn trap cards. Not that great. And then 2 Mouth Dark Ruler, which is a fake Thunder Dragon fusion monster. Yeah, I don't even know why this is a dinosaur. This is so weird. So Thunder Dragon, if you don't know, twin-headed Thunder Dragon requires 2 Thunder Dragons, and it looks just like this card. And then Thunder Dragon looks nothing like this card or its fusion material. Or its fusion monster. And then this card is, weirdly enough, it's a dinosaur, even though it's got lightning on the card art, there's nothing dinosaur about this card. It's just a bunch of old Yu-Gi-Oh! Just goofy with so many of those cards. Yeah, nothing pulled of use out of these packs. Alright, let's get into another game. We just won this coin flip. Our hand is... it's okay. We've got a few options here. We're probably just going to normal summon, or honestly even set the Witch of the Black Forest. And then we're just going to set our back row here. And hope for the best. It's not terrible, honestly. We have Adversary and Dinomischus and Grand Horn of Heaven. So we have 3 interruptions. It's not the worst case scenario here, but it's definitely not super ideal. I mean, we don't have access to floodgates right now, but we do have the Time Thief. I mean, not the Time Thief. We have Witch of the Black Forest, so we can search anything we want to essentially here. Our opponent's playing Dark Magicians, which we can theoretically steal their Dark Magician if they summon it right now. They're going to send Dark Magician Girl. I guess they can summon it out if they want to. Or they can summon the Magician's Souls. A lot of Dark Magician players don't actually summon Magician's Souls out. They'll summon Dark Magician Girl, which I think is a dumb move. But, I mean, I guess we'll see what our opponent does here. It wouldn't even be too bad of an idea to... they're going to activate this, the Secrets of Dark Magic, which I'm going to go ahead and activate the Paleozoic Dinomischus. And the reason I'm doing this is I'm hoping that he whiffs on this, and this, in a sense, negates the... Magicians of Dark, the Dark Magic card, because if he doesn't have another spellcaster, then it just essentially does nothing. But if he does, then he's going to be able to fusion summon. Either way, I want to get rid of the Dark Magician Girl, because the Dark Magician Girl is it is an extra draw for him off of the Soul Servant. So if anything, if I can get rid of that, then this floats into less things, which is better for us. Now he's attacking with this. Again, I think I'm going to use Memories of an Adversary to take his monster. I think that would actually be the smarter thing to do here. And then 2 turns from now, I essentially... because right now he doesn't have, like, Eternal Soul or anything on the board. So I actually think this is probably the better move. I'm also going to activate the Dinomischus to special summon back the monster. And I'm going to special summon this back, and then this will go into effect. And we'll get that in essentially 2 turns from now. And then we have... decent link plays that we can make here next turn. We have Witch of the Black Forest and we have Dinomischus. So hopefully this isn't Eternal Soul. He's going to fusion summon by banishing things out of the graveyard. I don't even know if that's like that great of a thing to do. Unfortunately, Grand Horn of Heaven does only work on summons that are inherent. It doesn't work on non-inherent summons. So that kind of sucks. Also, this card required, I just realized it does require you to special summon a Dark Magician and a Dark Magician Girl. Now, unfortunately, as I've said in the past, bad players oftentimes will make plays that aren't super great, meaning or make decisions that aren't super great. So bad players will play multiple copies of Dark Magician Girls, whereas good players won't play any copies of Dark Magician Girl. But in this particular scenario, Dark Magician Girl floating is actually a big deal. What options do we have here? I don't think that we can get to anything too crazy here. We can go into some link plays, but I don't know how good the link plays really are right now. I'm trying to think of what we can do, because obviously this is a little tough to out. Let me look at our extra deck in total here. So we can't get to a Crusader Aver Max, not with the cards we have, not yet. I guess what we can do is we can Brute Enforcer, and I mean, we can go into Tiamaton. That's what we actually can go into. We can Brute Enforcer, but the problem is I don't think our zones line up to get to Tiamaton, but I think I'm going to link these 2 away. First of all, I'm going to link away into Link Spider here, so we have an effect monster. So I'm going to do that. And if I go into Brute Enforcer, he can't negate it, and this is where we find out if he does play an additional Dark Magician Girl, I guess. So now we can go into Brute Enforcer, and Brute Enforcer can potentially out this Dark Magician's card. We're going to summon this out right here, and then we're going to activate our Witch of the Black Forest, which can search anything pretty much. Actually, I think we do have the... actually, we have the route to victory here. Okay, I think we have the route to victory. Do any of our cards have a graveyard effect that's relevant? I don't believe that anything does, so let me just pick the thing that is... I guess we don't want to draw Tiamaton, right? We don't want to draw that, so we'll just pick that out. And then what we'll do is we'll do a couple of tricks here. So we'll normal summon out the barrier statue. This will stop him from summoning this or this. Now we activate... no. How did that even proceed to battle phase? No. What do I click? I'm going to activate Brute Enforcer now, discarding Tiamaton. in order to destroy this, and he couldn't respond, and he can't float anyway because we have Barrier Statue in play. And now we go to battle phase. So now we just attack with multiple monsters here, and our opponent can't do anything. So even if they did have Eternal Soul back here, they didn't activate it, so they have the Dark Magician that's stuck, and they can't float. So that actually worked out pretty well. I'd call that a fairly smart play. Now, what's unfortunate here is we are not going to be able to get the Dark Magicians. Actually, does this resolve? I don't think. No, it doesn't, because we have Barrier Statue. Like I said, it special summons back. It doesn't return to the field. So we unfortunately don't get our copy. We don't get our monster here, but I mean, we are in a really good game state right now, so it doesn't really matter. It's going to activate Expanded, which I don't believe matters anyway. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. And none of these effects are really relevant in any way, based on the number of Dark Magicians. So he can increase my monster. Okay, I'll take it. So he's going to increase my Spellcaster monster's attack. And is that game on board, actually? It's exactly game on board. Wow, okay, that was a well-deserved win. That was quite something. I can't believe that we managed to do that. That was very well played, actually. I hope we get something good out of our packs. All right, so we've got ice water. Yeah, we got this card. I think we already have this, and we got one legacy ticket. Out of curiosity, our opponent, as I was right, is playing a 50-card deck and does have 2 Dark Magician Girls, which, again, I don't know how it is with just bad players don't brick. I don't know how. Like, if any other player, like a competitive Dark Magician player, like actually made a deck, they don't even play any Dark Magician Girls. But this guy had Dark Magician Girl, and it actually, he had it in his favor because this card would have floated and would have been really good against us. But luckily, we had the Barrier Statue and a few other plays. All right, let's open this Master Pack. Hopefully, we get something really awesome. I'm so excited to get something cool. Mix up our deck a little bit. You know, there's a lot of things we could get. Floodgates, stuff like that. S-Force. I don't think this is any kind of a special summon. Yeah, it's just an S-Force card. Doesn't really benefit us much. This is a Shaddoll card. I don't believe that this really benefits because we don't have enough Shaddolls. If this card on the field is tributed, sent to the graveyard, add a level 4 wind. It's honestly not that bad, but how am I going to tribute this? I don't know. I guess it's not a terrible card. It's just not the best. So this card's not bad. It's like a star. It's one of the Star Warriors. I forget what they're called, but they can fusion summon a warrior monster during the battle phase. This actually isn't like a bad card, but we'd have to pull all of the rest of it. And I think it's all low rarity, like very low rarity, so it doesn't really matter. I'd have to look into it, but I'm pretty sure this entire deck is really low rarity. It's a free summon. It comes out kind of weak, but it is a free summon. It's a level 6, so maybe it doesn't really synergize with the rest of our stuff, but it can pay 500 during the battle phase and fusion summon, which is kind of cool. It's definitely not a bad card at all. This is the field spell for Psy-Frame, so you can't really use that. This cannot be destroyed by battle, take any damage, destroy this card. So if we leave it in defense, I mean, I guess it doesn't get destroyed, and then obviously it's a free tribute summon. So it's not a bad card, it's just not really super usable. Hida's pretty good, actually. Hida can steal any fire monster, and right now, first of all, we have Barrier Statue. So we have a card that kind of gets us from out of our Barrier Statue, which is pretty good. In addition to that, it is we can target a fire in our opponent's graveyard and take it, which in a format with Snake Eyes is actually pretty good. So this probably goes, and like I said, it's another monster that we can make while we have the Barrier Statue going, so I think that could be quite good. Then for our last card, we got TG Mighty Striker, which is generic, but it's a level 2. I don't know how we could possibly summon this, but yeah, we just can't really summon this. It's generic, that's cool, but Hida is actually a usable card for us, and that's nice. I don't think anything else is really usable, but Hida is usable, so that's cool. Okay, let's open up this Legacy pack here. Let's see what we get. Always exciting to see what this could be. We are getting Attack and Receive. I don't believe this is very usable for us. And then we've got Graceful Dice. If this had the anime effect, I would use it, but unfortunately, the non-anime effect is actually pretty garbage on this card. It just reduces at maximum 600 attack, which actually it increases at maximum of 600 if we roll a 6, but if we roll a 1, it's like we increase by 100. It's so like almost irrelevant, it doesn't even matter. I mean, it is cool that it's all monsters that we control, so if we have like 5 monsters, they all gain 600, they all gain 400, like whatever it is, so it can make a difference. But like it's just it's such an irrelevant small difference that it probably isn't worth playing. Alright, so I am putting in Hida because it's something we can use under the Barrier Statue. I'm going to cut the Invalid G-Golem. We've never actually successfully used this card ever. We've never summoned it. It's never come up. The problem isn't that it's a bad card. The problem is it's, number one, it's a little cyber focused, but it's also reliant on cards being co-linked. So we would have to essentially summon something like a Reaper-Docus and then summon the invalid golem underneath the Reaper-Docus, and then we need 5 monsters to accomplish that. So for that reason, I don't think that it's particularly playable right now, so I'll just save what we have now. And like I said, heat is cool because under the barrier statue we have a few cards that are fire here, like Nary fire, barrier statue. We can actually go into Hita, steal our opponent's, if we need to, we can steal our opponent's monsters, which is kind of cool. And on top of that, it floats if it's destroyed. So if it's destroyed, we can actually get back a barrier statue, which can sometimes help. So I think that is worth saving there. Alright, we just lost a coin flip here. Our hand's looking pretty good. We've got the Adamantipator, we've got Tiamaton. I'm sorry, we have the Mation, Crowley. Like, this is actually a pretty good hand. We have access to our Synchros, our level 8 Synchro here. We have access to our only Royal Rare too. Our Synchros, we have access to our rank 4 package. We have Messenger of Peace, which has been kind of a really good card lately, surprisingly. And then we have Mation because we're going second. That's going to be very good for us. And we have the Paleozoic, which Paleozoic is one of those trap cards. It's actually good going second. A lot of people don't realize that. Our opponent seems to be playing Speedroids, which, I mean, this could go a lot of different ways, but Speedroids can be really, really tough to... they can be really tough to play against. Speedroids can definitely be tough to play against, only because they can put up some really, really strong boards. Now, this one isn't too good. It's just we can banish it from the graveyard to negate the next attack. But I mean, if he's got other extenders, maybe this is just his first normal summon. But this, like I said, is one of those decks that he's just ending on this. All right, whatever. Yeah, I guess he didn't have anything else. We have Small World, Analyzer, a lot of different stuff. I'm going to special summon Analyzer for sure, because I think that is just the smartest thing to do. I'm going to try to bait stuff out, see if I can get something. I don't even have any rocks anymore. I took out the one rock that I pulled, so I shouldn't have anything anyway, but I like to bait. Sometimes it comes up. Right now, he can't gamma us anyway because he's got a card on the field. Now I can go into Barrier Statue right now, but I don't know if that's super usable, so I'm just going to normal summon this dude. I'm actually going to get out of the Mation because his board is kind of weak. So I'm going to go into Small World, and I'm going to get rid of the Mation. And then I'm also going to banish a fire. No, what do I want to banish? If I do this, I get a level 4, right? So I want a level 4. Yeah, this can get me to Barrier Statue. This can get me to the Barrier Statue. So I think that should be good. We can get to Barrier Statue. Yeah, I think Barrier Statue is pretty solid, because I don't think anything else really is that great. So I'm going to get to the Barrier Statue. I think I'm going to get Barrier Statue plus Time Thief, and I'm going to go. Not now. I should have searched an extender, but next turn I'll be able to go into it. So right now I'm just going to go attack mode. That's what I'm going to go right now. I'm going to go to battle phase. I didn't really, I totally forgot I normal summoned. What I should have done is I should have searched one of the extenders. He can actually banish that to negate this attack. But I should have searched one of the extenders. That's what would have been smarter. The extenders that work with spellcasters being on board, like Run Ryu. I should have searched that. I don't know why I didn't search that. I searched this instead. But I guess next turn, if we're able to survive, that would actually be a fairly good. So he's gonna do as expected there. So we're gonna go to main phase 2, and we're gonna go into. We can go into Cyber Slash, but right now I don't think Cyber Slash is as good as Time Thief Redoer. So we're just gonna go to Time Thief Redoer. Just summon that out. I think I'm just gonna set the Paleozoic. I'm not gonna activate the Messenger of Peace. I'm just going to set that. I'm going to pass on this. And I think between these two interruptions, I don't know how badly he bricked, but it should be good enough here. Because he's drawing now, and then we've got Time Thief, plus we've got Paleozoic Dino-Miscus, which a good time Dino-Miscus can usually prevent a lot. So I'd rather keep the fodder in hand, the Messenger of Peace, but also we have Barrier Statue. Next turn, if we normal summon this Barrier Statue, we pretty much win, because obviously he's playing the Speedroids. So if we are able to normal summon this, we pretty much will win the duel, and then we'll activate Time Thief Redoer, get a card off the top of his deck, and That is going to be the Wind Cataclysm. I've never seen anybody play this. This card's pretty cool. You can special summon this card, then place one small shop on top of the deck. It's pretty cool. Yeah, we have the 3 copies of the Fire Cataclysm. Super random, but we do have 3 copies of this. And we'll see what our opponent's going battle phase. I just looked up at his name and I realized it's a bot. I've been playing against this like it's a real person, and the whole time it's been a freaking bot. I didn't even realize it. I just completely overlooked that. I'm sitting here taking this so seriously. I'm like doing all of these plays, and I'm like, I've been playing against like R2D2 the whole time, and this. Yeah, this is a bot. He's just playing a bunch of random cards that don't even do anything together. Okay, so we just go to battle phase and just try to win. That's crazy. That is absolutely bananas. So now, I guess, yeah, we go to battle phase, and we wipe stuff out. And, yeah, main phase, whatever. I'm just going to set stuff and just end here. Like I said, this game is already wrapped up. There's not a chance he wins because he's a bot, and we've got Dino Miscus, Barrier Statue, Ledger Book. We have a bunch of stuff. So even if he wasn't a bot, this is actually a really, really good situation. Even most bots wouldn't beat us right now. Like Snake Eyes would beat us, and probably like Labyrinth would beat us, and I don't know, like Sky Striker would probably beat us, but like there's not a lot of decks that can actually beat this board right now. Because like I said, we have actually like fairly good cards. We have a Floodgate and 3 Interruptions. So we're going to get another monster. This time it's going to be the Kaiser Sea Snake, which actually has kind of a cool art. It has snake in its name, but it's a sea serpent, which is I know a serpent is a snake, but I mean it's just goofy stuff. He's going to summon Blade Knight, a blast from the past. All right, he's attacking our Time Thief, which I mean obviously if he's attacking Time Thief, this is obviously a bot. Yeah, I mean, what can you do? All right, we won that. I mean, yep, it's a bot, but what can you do? It's a part of the game. There's a lot of bots in Platinum 5. We are going to keep playing against them. All right, we got 2 legacy tickets from the bot. All right, we just got 3 wins in a row, too, which is kind of cool. Also, this is what our opponent's deck was, which, like I said, there's been a new string of Masochist bots where I guess they just buy packs and then they just play whatever they pull, which is actually kind of interesting to see. So this is what our opponent's on. This is what they pulled in their bot Masochist account. I can confidently say that our pulls have been better than theirs, because I don't think there's any cards I'm looking at that I would even steal if I could. Like, maybe a Thunder Dragon. Actually, I would take a Thunder Dragon if I could. But other than Thunder Dragon, I don't think I would even take any of these cards. They've had even worse pulls than some Masochists that I've seen. This card's not bad, actually. It gives you an extra normal summon. Corn Ship isn't bad. This isn't like that bad of a card. There's some cards here that aren't too bad, but like overall, this is kind of a rough pull collection. All right, so let's open up this master pack, and we just won 3 games, so I'm actually just going to open the last of the 3 royal rare guaranteed things, since we got 3 in a row again. We've got Black Sonic, obviously Blackwing card. We've got Sonic Warrior. I don't think that helps us. Vylons probably won't help us. We've got Dragon Pit Magician, another dragon. Another Magician card, which is kind of cool. It's a level 7, so it doesn't go into like our normal pile deck, but it will go into our Pendulum Magician stuff, or Pendulum stuff in general. Mech Lord, okay. I mean, Mech Lords, I'm not playing those. Bitron is, I don't believe this is usable in any way for us, but I mean, we pulled it. It's 2000 defense. Venom Burn is obviously a Reptilian card, not going to work. And then we've got a second copy of Pendulum Moon. So yeah, this card isn't actually too bad. It really isn't really a bad card, so it definitely will go in our pendulum pile. Like I said, pendulums are just a little complicated. I will learn to play them before the end of this series, because I mean based just on the pulls, we just keep pulling great pendulums. I mean, in theory, right? I think out of all, the problem is we don't have, like I said, we don't have a lot of the advantage pendulum cards that are like, yeah, they create advantage. We just kind of have, we can just pendulum summon our hand out at this point. And the issue with that is that if you just pendulum summon your hand out, you're not really accomplishing a lot. So theoretically, I could summon like 4 monsters and go into like a first turn Crusadia Avermax, but that's pretty much all that I could really accomplish right now with pendulums, because I don't have the real advantage pendulums like Electromite and stuff like that. I also can pendulum summon and then like normal summon out, I don't know, like a barrier statue so I can get like a Crusader Avermax and a barrier. That's the best board I've ever created with a pendulum deck, and that's me removing every single spell and trap card of relevance from our deck. So as of right now, I don't think that it's like a bad deck. It's just a little underwhelming, and it's not as easy to get wins as we can with our existing deck. All right, next let's open up these legacy tickets here. We're gonna open these up, and then we're gonna open up the royal rare UR guaranteed, whatever that is. So we'll see whatever we get out of that. So out of here we've got World Suppression. So this just negates a field spell. Not going to be super helpful. Omega Goggles. This card is just really not good. It lets you look at a random card in your opponent's hand, then you can't attack. I don't know. I would not give up attacking just for looking at a card. This is one of the new Karibo cards. Honestly, this is really not even that bad, but we don't have all of the other Karibo cards. But honestly, like, I don't think any of the Curry, like the Curry brother cards from the anime are really all that bad. And then Trigon, I don't think is usable. This is a Union card. We can equip it to a machine type monster, but then we're missing all of the other nonsense that is required for this cool looking card, though. It's like Earth and the dragon in space. It's like a cool looking card, but I don't think it's going to be usable for us. Alright, now we get our guaranteed UR since we did win 3 in a row. Let's see what we get. There's, again, so many things that can be usable. Which one should we pick? We already picked some up here. I'm going to just pick this one at random. We'll see what we get, which pack it is. This is the Phantom Knight pack. It could be good. I mean, there are Phantom Knights that are quite good. We have some Phantom Knights. I wouldn't say we have any of the really good ones. What are the chances? We pull the same Numeron monster twice, which is, I mean, if we pull a field spell and all the other stuff, it could be good. We've got an FA card. I don't think it's going to be too usable. We have a rank up for, is it Raid Raptors? I imagine. Yeah, Raid Raptor rank up card. Not enough Raid Raptors to really use that. That's good. Wow, that's actually really good. And that's out of the generic side of the pack, because obviously this side is generic. This side is a part of the pack that we're pulling. This goes in the deck. I mean, Lina goes in the deck. It's a spellcaster with high attack. It will probably replace something, so I'd have to go look at it, but this probably will go in our deck. And then we've got a Phantom Knight monster. Target one monster on the field. If the target's still on the field, the Phantom Knight monster you control cannot be destroyed by battle. Then the target loses 600 and becomes level 2. That is not super terrible. And then these effects last until the end of the turn. Then special summon this card in defense position as a normal monster. It's not a bad card. It's not a bad card. I don't know how useful it's going to be, but this is not a bad card. Next, we've got the Phantom Knights of Cursed Javelin, which is the level 2. Not the most useful of them because most of them aren't level 2. We happen to pull one of the level 2s. We do have other level 2s. I have to check. What does this effect do? Alright, so this card's not, again, it's not that bad. We do have some good rank 2s, but I don't think we have enough rank 2s where we can just like build a deck around the rank 2s. But we do have some really good rank 2s. And then Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon, which, have we pulled this before? I don't know. This is new. Yeah, this card's another one that's not bad at all. If we had enough, it's 2 level 7 dragons. I'm trying to think, do we have enough dragons? We do have Nocto Vision. We have multiple Nocto Visions. So, I mean, maybe we can summon this. We have Absolouter, we have Nocto Vision, but I don't really have a way to special summon out the Nocto Visions. And even if I did, like, how would I summon 2 of them? So this card actually isn't that bad, and I just don't know how I'm supposed to summon it, but it's really not a bad card. I mean, I guess if I can't even, I don't even know where I'm supposed to like throw this. If you summon this using an XYZ material, if this monster's XYZ summon, then it has XYZ monster as material, it gains a bunch of additional effects that are really good, because it can like destroy cards, inflict damage for each card destroyed, attack 3 times in a battle. Like, all of that's great. I don't even know how I'm supposed to, am I supposed to like rank up somehow? I don't know, but let's check the next card here. We've got the rank up. Maybe this is how you do it. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe this is how you do it. You can okay, so theoretically, right, here's what we pulled. Here's the story. So theoretically, we can special summon Time Thief Redoer, and then we can activate this, and we can banish dark monsters from our graveyard, And then we can, if we banish 3 dark monsters, using this card, we can rank up into this, which is a level 7. And then we get all of these cool effects. But we have to use a Time Thief, which is a dark Exceed monster. And then we have to do all of this additional foolishness, which, I mean, I don't think is impossible, but I don't think our deck is like filled with darks. So that might be a little bit bricky. I think we're reaching here. I don't think that's going to work. And then this isn't a bad pull. And this honestly isn't a bad pull, right? It drops a monster by 600 attack and it makes it level 2. Like, that's not bad, right? Barrier Statue, we can activate this. And it special summons itself back. The problem is if we have Barrier Statue, it doesn't come back. Not terrible. And it's a normal monster, but it's a level 2. And this is a level 2 that's pretty decent. I guess we'll have to see. We'll have to see what we can maybe come up with. And then for our fancy special pack here, let's see what we get out of here. So we get 1 fancy holo that's guaranteed. Holo UR. So let's see what we get out of here. We've got Dark Requiem XYZ Dragon. This card has blah blah blah. You're supposed to rank up this card, right? Now this is more doable. This is definitely more doable. So we can do that rank up card that we just pulled to get into this, because this is a level 5, Time Thief is a level 4, so we can rank up from Time Thief to this, and that is very possible. That's without a doubt very possible, because, I mean, all we'd have to do is banish 1 dark monster. We can get to this card. Now the question is this worth summoning? That's the big question. And the answer is, yeah, I believe that this is worth summoning. This card is actually pretty good, and if we summon it using a Time Thief, it can be really good because it can negate monster effects, and we have to detach material. Yeah, we can detach material, which is really cool. And then if we negate an Exceed monster, special summon 1 Exceed monster from your graveyard, which is cool. Destroy that card, then special summon 1 Exceed monster from your graveyard. So actually, if we summon this using Time Thief, and the card that we just pulled, that rank up card, yeah, if we summon this using Time Thief and that rank up card, we can actually negate a card our opponent controls, detach Time Thief to do it, and then we can special summon Time Thief back, and Time Thief accumulates materials anyway for itself, so it'll become usable almost momentarily. So that is actually pretty cool. And then it also has other effects like detaching 1 material from this card, and then it makes your opponent's monster go to 0, and then this card gains attack equal to what's, you know, what you have reduced from them. So overall, I honestly think we play this. The problem is we don't play a lot of darks. That's our issue, is that we don't play a ton of darks. And while darks are really good and really accessible, we play a lot of non-dark monsters. So we would have to have the rank up, access to Time Thief. We'd have to have this rank up in hand, access to Time Thief in hand, and then on top of that, we have to have a dark in graveyard in order to rank up, because you need to banish 1 or more dark monsters, and then we're able to do all of this stuff. Because, yeah, we can get into an XYZ dragon monster. But overall, I think we're going to be creative, and I think we're going to figure this out. This is actually quite cool that we pulled this stuff. This is definitely, like, usable and fun stuff to use for us. And I'm actually kind of glad I opened up these royal rare packs, because, again, it's like, it makes it a lot more fun to play, because now we have cool new boss monsters that we can go into and try out, and just makes everything a lot more fun. Alright, so now we're looking at our deck here. We do have some darks. We have this is a dark, and then we have Witch of the Black Forest is a dark, and we have the dark is a, obviously dark is a dark. And then we've got the Golden Summoner I'm going to replace. This is a light, and it really hasn't been usable. I think that Familiar Possessed is probably going to just be a better card. This is an earth. This is a dark. So we do it definitely. We have a lot of darks. This is a dark. This is a water. This is a light. This is a dark. But neither of those go to graveyard anyway. But we have a significant amount of darks. Plus we have link monsters. We have link monsters that are darks. So it doesn't even matter. And we have Reaperdocus, which can just turn any of our monsters on field into darks. So any of our X seeds that aren't dark, we can turn into dark whenever we want to. But more importantly, we do have dark stuff like Baba Barber, for example. That's a dark. This is an earth, unfortunately. But yeah, I think that we can figure out a way to play this right now. I just don't. I don't know. This would be our first time actually playing something where or graveyard matters, which is kind of cool. I don't know which one to get rid of. I don't want to get rid of our extenders here, and I definitely want to get rid of any darks because that would be really stupid. Honestly, I'm aiming towards getting rid of the Madeon temporarily. A lot of our going second games are kind of a fool's errand, if I'm being honest with you, because we have 2 going second cards, Lightning Vortex and Madeon. And Madeon is, while it is semi-searchable, right, because we can search it with Witch of the Black Forest and we can search it with Small World, most of the time it's not really searchable, so I'm kind of like aiming towards that, and it really doesn't mix with the rest of our deck all that well, and it gets rid of our normal summons. So I might cut that temporarily, might bring them back later, so don't freak out. I know people freak out when I get rid of stuff. I'm going to put a hint of the Phantom Knights card. We also have other stuff that we can possibly use. I'm putting this in, so we're going to be able to rank up into something. I'm going to get rid of Masquerade Dude, because I haven't ever summoned him, so I'm just going to get rid of him. We're going to save that. We're going to try that out. And then just to the Raid Raptor cards. We have pulled other Raid Raptor cards, which are good, because we might go in this whole, like, Exceed direction here. This actually, when if you control a face-up Exceed monster, you can special summon this card just for free. So that's cool. So if we want to extend, now here's the problem with that. This is extending past already XYZ summoning once. We can XYZ summon once successfully, but this is going beyond just that first Exceed summon. And then we also have the Raider's Wing card, which essentially does the same thing. We can detach a material from a dark Exceed monster and then special summon this card for free. And then it gains the effect of cannot be destroyed by card effect, cannot be targeted by your opponent's card effects. So both of these are really, really good extenders actually. So they might actually be usable for us. But like I said, this is only if we go into the type of deck where we want to Exceed summon multiple times. We also have, I forgot about this, if we're already going in this direction, I don't know why I typed that. I'm so used to the nightmares that I actually typed something that stupid. I was trying to type Evil Swarm Nightmare, 2 dark Exceed monsters, which is another card that if we make this an all dark deck, it might actually work for us. Basically, this has a quick, basically whenever our opponent special summons, we can just detach, book a moon, not once per turn. This is not bad, and we have multiple copies of that. So if we're going to go in the dark Exceed direction, that really wouldn't even be that bad. So I'm going to save the deck for now. I think that's very interesting. We've got Bestial Magnum, but we've got a lot of stuff that I think can really be interesting. I don't want this to be a brick, but if it's a brick, I'll just take it out. I mean, I'd rather try out new things than not try out new things, and I think that is a really, really cool card to pull and try out. I just hope that it doesn't end up being like a brick for us. All right, so we just lost a coin flip. Our opponent is playing Sword Salt. Our hand's okay. I mean, it's not the best hand, but I mean, it's not the worst hand either. We have There Can Only Be One, and they're playing Sword Salt. If we had gone first, this probably would have been a guaranteed win, but we are going second, so I mean, we'll see what we're able to produce here. But obviously, Sword Salt can be a tough matchup sometimes. Just because they're about to, they're going to put legitimate interruptions on the board right now. They're going to Shishao and the rest of them, and he's going to draw a card. He's going to search a card. He's going to probably get to Blackout, which sucks for us because obviously Blackout is very, very strong in most scenarios. And then he's going to search out the Strategist here. And then Longwan is going to be able to summon a Baron de Fleur. So yep, he's going to summon Baron de Fleur. This is pretty much the standard Sword Soul board here. And he's going to inflict life points to us. Why that effect's on there, nobody knows why that effect's on there. Just randomly inflicts 1,200 life points. He's going to go to end phase. His board isn't really that menacing. But, I mean, it's not really that not menacing. It definitely is a board that was going to take some skill to tear apart here. So we're gonna find a way to tear it apart, which it's gonna take us some time to really think it through. We have Small World. I don't think there's anything that we can really Small World into that's gonna be that impactful for us. We have access to Time Thief, but I don't really know how much Time Thief really even does for us right now. If I'm being honest with you, I don't know how much Time Thief really does. There Can Only Be One doesn't do much because he has Baron, so we have to find a way to out Baron right now. And I don't know if there is really a way that we can out Baron. Now, one thing I will say is that he has, if we can get him to bait if we can bait that negate out, I think we can actually beat this We can pop both of these if we can. No, we can't. I was gonna say if we can Tiamaton, we can make something happen. But I don't think that Tiamaton will really help us as much as I would like. I mean, Bestial Magnamut, we can also get to that. I don't know if we still have any Dragon. We have Nary, so we can get to Bestial Magnamut. We can get to Bestial Magnamut for sure. And if we get to Bestial Magnamut, we've got some plays. We also have Purple Poison, which we can just crash. Yeah, we can get to Bestial Magnamut. We can crash that. And we've got a few other plays here. And we've got Memory of an Adversary, and there can only be one. The issue with them is that they pay a lot of life. We have to pay life points, and then this doesn't really do anything. So this is going to be a little bit goofy, but we're going to have to waste this negate somehow. And then do some funny business here. And unfortunately, he doesn't have any light and darks in graveyard, which sucks for us, because him not having light and darks in graveyard makes it so we can't use Bestial Magnamut, unfortunately. And then we have Dragoodies can do some stuff, but Dragoodies in itself just doesn't really do anything. So, I mean, I guess we just normal summon this and we try to start baiting negates here. I mean, there's nothing else that we can really accomplish here, unfortunately. I'm going to normal summon out the Purple Poison. If I crash this, we can destroy a face-up card. I can special summon this, but I don't think that this really does much for us right now, so I think that we can just go to battle phase and try to crash this. I'm going to attack this into into Shishao, and then I'm going to waste the negate of the Baron de Fleur, and then I'm going to hopefully set 3 cards, and maybe between memories. Actually, I don't think that's even going to work, unfortunately. Yeah, he's going to activate the effects to negate the card, but this effect activates when it's all the way over here in the pendulum zone, so even if it's negated, it's not actually going to affect anything by negating this card, because when it's destroyed way over here, it's not going to do anything. He can increase the levels, which is fine by me, but I think this is the best. We're going to take some damage, which I really don't want to take damage. I'm going to activate this to target the Baron. He's going to waste the negate, because, I mean, he has to. He has no choice but to waste the negate right now. And that's good, because we outed that negate, and then this card is doing nothing right now. So he's got the negate is gone, and then we can... This card's destroyed by battle or card. That's not once per turn? Well then, what do you know? Now we got rid of the Baron. I had no idea that wasn't once per turn. That is disgusting. Is that really a card effect? That's crazy. Okay, I'm in shock. Okay, now this is a game. Wow, with Baron not in this is a game. I'm like dumbfounded right now. Okay. Now we small world, I think. We small world into something. We're going to get rid of this to... We can get out to Barrier Statue, and that's pretty good. I mean, that's solid. Barrier Statue, and then we just Memories of an Adversary on this. I think that we're out. We're doing something there. I think that's actually not bad. We can also Tiamaton, which right now can't really be negated. That's not bad either. So, yeah, if we get the Tiamaton, how good do we have it? Now, Tiamaton's not doing shit right now. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and banish this, and then we're going to get to Barrier Statue right now. Either Barrier Statue is probably the best. We're going to get to Barrier Statue right now, since we have... Oh, wait, we normal summoned. Why did I do that? Okay, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. We have Memories of an Adversary, and we have There Can Only Be One. So There Can Only Be One is going to lock him out of all non-worm summons, and then obviously we've got the other stuff. So we're actually still good. So we have There Can Only Be One, and then we have Memories of an Adversary. We're in good shape. We're in good shape. And then next turn we have other plays that we can make. So we're still good. So hopefully he normal summons something right now, like a Mo-Yi, and then we activate There Can Only Be One on summon. Harpies, Feather Duster. Of course he has it. Of course he has it. So we lose everything. We lose the duel. That just sucks. Okay. Well, that's the game. I mean, that's the game. And now he's got pretty much the full Sword Soul combos. That is really unlucky. Like, what are the chances? Ray. My least favorite card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Now we got to sit through this. Okay, and I think he just OTKs us now because I don't even know why this is in here. Why is this in here? Just to spite me. This is in here. So he's going to attack with this, and he's going to attack with this, and he's going to, like, quick effect tag out and beat us. If he does that, then he beats us. If he doesn't do that, then we still have a shot. Yeah, he's going to tag out, and that will wrap up the game. That sucks. That was, what are the chances? Harpy's Feather Duster. Alright, so this is what our opponent was playing. He's playing one copy of Ray, one copy of Rose, obviously one copy of Harpy's Feather Duster. You know, these things happen, nothing you can do. And then he's got the Engage. I've never seen Sky Striker with Sword Soul. It's my first time seeing this. Alright, we just lost a coin flip. Our opponent's starting with Pot of Extravagance. Good start. He's going to set multiple cards, which if this is Labyrinth, I'm going to pack up my stuff because I just can't beat Labyrinth. Unless I draw a Barrier Statue and I'm able to normal summon it, I'm pretty much cooked here because Barrier Statue is... And of course he has no monsters, so I can't even summon Analyzer because he's got all back row. So I guess we Goblinberg and we activate Goblinberg, and then we can get to Analyzer. Yeah, we're going to get to Analyzer here. I would usually activate this, but he might actually have like Solemn Strike back there, so I'm not going to activate it. So I'm just going to go right into Time Thief because it's just smarter to do this. I also could have gone into the Harpy, but again, the Harpy is like a decent card, but a lot of the time it doesn't... it's not super usable in our situation. Now I think we just go to battle phase here. I think we just attack and hopefully, I don't know what he's playing because he hasn't really shown anything. He just kind of set 4 and pass. He's going to Trap Trick, which fine. I mean, I guess we'll see what it is. Trap Trick can literally be any trap card in the game. He's going to go for Ring of Destruction. So I'm going to guess he's playing Burn. He's going to activate it. I'm going to chain my own card to get rid of it off the field so it doesn't resolve and doesn't do anything, because obviously I think he's playing a burn deck. So I'm playing a trap deck that just wants to use Ring of Destruction or a burn deck, so I'm going to activate, detach, and yeah, that just doesn't resolve. And then we go to main phase 2. The only thing I see, if he's playing the deck I think he is, which is like a burn deck, I think the only thing worth setting is that. Maybe this card. And I'm going to leave Power Frame because he's not going to be attacking us anyway. So I'm just going to end phase, return my monster back to the field. And he's locked out of using trap cards. Now, hopefully, do we want trap cards off the top? No, we actually don't want trap cards. We actually want a monster card off the top. For the first time ever, I'm saying that I want a monster. Because if I get a trap card, we get a trap card. Trap cards aren't too usable because he's not going to be using a bunch of cards that can even benefit us right now. It'd be better to pull monsters. But, I mean, it's whatever. We got a trap card, nothing you can do. Like I said, I'm fairly certain that the other card in his deck, and I'm fairly certain this is the case, the other cards in his hand are like Lava Golem and like, you know, stuff like that. Like this dude, Mahama. Probably stuff like that. So, do I even want to summon this out? I actually don't think so, and I don't want to commit more monsters on the board because he has goofy stuff like Ceasefire. So I probably don't want to do that. I think I just want to activate Small World right now, and I want to get rid of my Crusadia Arborea because if he has Secret Barrel and stuff, it's actually not good for us. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to do also Nahata, and then we have this and this, which are weird things that we can do, but I guess Nahata's probably because it'll get us to our level 4s. And then we see what Nahata will bring us here. We can go into Tiamaton and pop a row, which I think is probably the best option, is to pop a row. We can also make the Purple Poison, so Purple Poison gets popped. It pops only face-up cards, though, so that's not good. So probably the Tiamaton was probably the best card, because we can summon it immediately and destroy a random column here. So I'm going to go ahead and... I'm actually not even going to do this now. I'm going to go to battle phase and see what he activates, and then based on what he doesn't activate, then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to then use the Tiamaton based on what he does not activate. So I'm going to attack with this. He's going to max C. So I guess I'm not going to use Tiamaton for any reason. And yeah, I'm not using Tiamaton. I'm just going to attack, let it resolve. Tiamaton you can always use during your opponent's turn anyway. So now we go to main phase 2. And I'm going to go to end phase because screw that Maxi. I'm not going to get involved in that. Again, our opponent could have Lava Golem. So maybe I won't use the monsters now. Because again, Lava Golem would really be a troublesome card for us right now. So I don't want to play into that Lava Golem. So I'm probably going to do it on the end phase. He just set the new card. The new card is probably the best card, but at the same time, do I want to pop my own Paleozoic? I don't really give a shit about that Paleozoic because it's not really helping us right now, but I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to use Tiamatron in the end phase. I'm going to summon it over here. He can activate this column, but I don't know what's under there. I don't know if it's worth activating. I guess we'll find out. He doesn't seem to want to activate it, so he just lost a red reboot. That's fine with me. He's already in end phase, and it goes back to our turn. Perhaps the better choice would have been to get rid of this, but things happen. We're already where we are now. So we're gonna grab a Lava Golem. Perfect, and we won. This was a pretty good win actually. This was solid. We tried to play it out as smart as we could. It's probably the last duel of this episode. So let's go open a pack and find out what we get. All right, so we've got no legacy packs, but we got some free gems. Actually, the last thing we need right now is gems. We have so many gems, we literally don't even need them right now. And we leveled up, so we're getting even more gems. Yeah, let's go open a pack. All right, let's open a pack. We hope that's something crazy to end the episode. It's glowing, but from what I've been told, the glowing yellow doesn't actually mean anything. Ground Collapse is a good card, actually. Send one face-up Synchro monster you control the graveyard. Negate the summon, destroy the monster. Your opponent cannot summon a monster until the end of this turn. So it's not a bad card. If we can get to the Harpy going first, it's a really good card. If we can get to the Harpy, I mean, it's just a really good card. This is a card we already have. Yeah, this is just a solid card. We don't have this. This is a fusion card for Gem Knights. We don't have enough Gem Knights. Galaxy Cleric is not a free special summon. Yeah, in any way, if this card's in your hand, we can use an Exceed and then summon it. Yeah, we can target 5, shuffle it back. Like, these effects aren't bad, but only if the deck's existent. We don't have the materials to summon this. Not that I would want to. Shining draws a card we have, and we're already not playing it. If we had all of these, I would probably play them because they're a good Exceed engine, but I don't have all of them based on the fact this is a new card that I just pulled for the first time. Ogdoadic Hollow is a reptile, generic reptile support card. Again, we don't have enough reptiles. That's a cool artwork, though. Look at this. And then this last card is a super heavy samurai card. So unfortunately, we didn't pull anything useful except for perhaps Gravity Collapse. The problem is with Gravity Collapse is, again, we're building, like, the problem is the thing that we have to avoid is trying to build around singular cards that we can't search. Now, the Harpy is actually not that hard to summon. I'm going to go there now because I might as well go there while I'm talking about it. But the Harpy Synchro monster isn't particularly difficult to summon because all it requires is a Harpy monster. So we do have Harpy monsters, so it is easy to summon in theory. So we can summon this, we can summon this. They're easy cards to summon, but again, it just basically prevents our opponent from summoning monsters for the rest of the turn for that one turn, whereas like Barrier Statue prevents them indefinitely, which is probably a little bit better. Let's upgrade actually the Pendulum Pile deck. I'm going to upgrade that deck because I pulled some more pendulums today. Kind of crazy, we just keep pulling them. We just pulled this, and we just pulled another copy of this. These are all the pendulums that I've seen that we've pulled. It really isn't even a bad pile. I haven't updated this in a while. Like I said, the only thing that we even Bambuku we have a lot of stuff. We have this, the Kulia, which is the Sofa Cord monster, and then on top of that, we have pulled a decent amount of Sofa Cords, like we're SRs and stuff. We have actually pulled them. We pulled, I think we have, what, 3 Sofa Cord cards? Or no, we have 4 Sofa Cord cards. And this card, basically, if you have Sofa Cords, it has cool effects to do stuff. But again, I've tested this, and we have to cut, like, all of the Spawn Trap cards in order to make this deck even, like, marginally playable. And the best board ever that I've ended on has been Barrier Statue and the Crusader Avermax when I was testing it. And that's about it. That's the best thing that I've ever produced with the Pendulums, which actually is really good. But then we don't have any follow-up or any Spawn Trap cards. So I guess we'll see, you know, what I come up with. I don't know if I'm ready to play Pendulums yet. I guess maybe I'll test it out. But, you know, thank you for watching and have a great week. La 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 la.